Turkey Valley Trojans had a happy homecoming last week, a 61-8 victory over Janesville. Head coach Mark Scott joining us. And coach, you guys got off to a great start, both on the offensive and the defensive ends, and really never looked back. What'd you take away from last Friday night?
Well, I'm just happy our kids came out ready to go, got after it right off the bat, and played aggressive and executed well on offense. And followed, the linemen got off the ball and surged the line of scrimmage forward and offensively and defensively. And we just played well.
And offensively, 261 yards rushing. You averaged 9.3 yards per rush. And it was really a lot of guys getting involved. 9 people touched the ball, running the football. 3 guys had at least 59 yards. Looking at those numbers, it was truly a team effort moving the football on offense. Would you agree?
Yeah. We had some short fields. So, we scored a lot of points, but we didn't. For generally, when you score the points, you're going to get some yardage. We didn't really have all that much yardage because we got, some short fields and turned them into points. And then we got to a point where enough was enough for scoring.
And I know you were able to get pretty much every kid into the ball game last Friday night. When you have situations like that, over your years of experience, does that kind of energize everybody next week as you get ready for another opponent?
Well, you hope so. You hope the young kids realize that, that's an honor to get to play on Friday night in a homecoming game and, get out and play under the lights and under the crowd. They practice too. They have JV games, so they get their reps too. But there's also a point where, there's no reason for us to play our varsity against the other team subs.
And that was definitely the case last week. You were able defensively to take the ball away twice from Janesville. You only had 2 turnovers coming in the first 3 games of the year. What do you credit that to?
Luck. Both turnovers were mistakes we were aggressive on defense, but both their turnovers were mistakes, but they made. Our kids made a nice play to make sure they didn't get the ball back after they made those mistakes. But, we haven't turned it over a lot, but if you limit another team's snaps, that's part of it too. If other teams only getting so many snaps, the chances for them to give you the ball back are limited.
And yes, it was Janesville mistakes, but your kids, credit your kids for being opportunistic and being in the right place too, right?
Yeah, right. That's why they're aggressive. They're there. They made the mistake, and their kids made them paid for it. Actually, the one mistake they made on the kickoff, Chase made a nice effort trying to pick that pass off on a kickoff. So that was a heads up play by him to, he didn't quite get it done, but it was considered a fumble then, and we ended up recovering that. I think Chase might end up recovering it, so that was good.
And Clarksville going to be your opponent, first of a couple of straight weeks on the road for you guys this week. What do you expect out of the Indians?
They're going to be a handful. They've got 3 kids that are running the ball very well. They got a couple of really big linemen up front. They got some aggressive kids on defense. We're going to have to, execute well and tackle well. They're one back to number 11, Bloker. I believe is how his name is pronounced. He's a nice looking high school running back. He's, probably 185, 190 pounds, runs well, has great feet, uses a stiff arm and spins. And then their quarterback, he's all of a sudden he keeps it and he's 15 yards down the field before people realize he has the ball. So we're going to have to read our keys, make sure we get off blocks and tackle well. If we don't tackle well, they're going to put the ball in the end zone.
All right, Coach. Hopefully you can keep the winning ways going. Keep your guys healthy. We wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Mark Scott, head coach of the Turkey Valley Trojans.